It was another day in Middleton. Kim and Ron were heading home after a long day of saving the world. When they got back to Kim's house, it was around 3 in the morning. Since they didn't have work or anything the next day, they decided to stay up a little later than usual. They were playing loud music from the radio and dancing to the music that was being played. However, their music was so loud that it woke up James Possible. As Kim's dad walked into the living room, he shut off the radio and then chucked it right through an open window. Hey, we were listening to that, Ron stated, not sounding happy. It's 3 in the fucking morning, James grumbled. It's Saturday, Dad, Kim said. No, it's not. It's fucking Sunday. I have to got work in 6 fucking hours. How can me and your mother get enough sleep while you two are blasting loud music? And can you see why I'm so fucking angry? James shouted, irritated by the fact that he was woken up by Kim and Ron. Look, Dad, we had some sodas and we were hyper as hell, Kim replied, calming her father down. Alright, just keep it down. As James turned his back to Kim and Ron had something to say. Prick, Ron said. James stopped and turned around, getting very angry. Which one of you called me that? James asked in anger. It's the truth, James. You always are a prick when you're angry. Ron stated the fact, and it was true. Ron is a fucking idiot of a boyfriend, Kim, James retorted. He is not an idiot. He's my best friend since we were kids, Kim said, trying to defuse the argument. Well, one of you fuck off. If you want to be so loud, you go do that when you move out, James shouted. Your yelling isn't going to work, Kim shouted. I know when I have to yell. Ron is only slowing you down on missions. He's more of a coward than you think. I've seen it in him, James replied. He isn't a useless boyfriend, Dad. You're talking out of your ass, Kim said, crossing her arms. Ron noticed James had a bandage on his arm. What's wrong with your arm, James? Ron asked. Oh, that. I got scratched by something on my way home from work, James answered. Did you see what it was? Kim asked. I don't know, Kim. I didn't stop to ask them, James replied bitterly, startling Kim. Look, I'm sorry. I have a really bad headache, and your stupid hip-hop isn't working. James noticed the front door was open, but luckily no one forced their way inside the house. And the front door is open again! James shouted as he slammed the front door before locking it. Then James headed back up to bed, where he would go back to sleep in his room. Your dad is such a grouch, Kim, Ron said to his girlfriend. I know, right, Ron? Kim replied, agreeing with him. Once we both move into our new place, we won't have to worry about him, Ron stated. Agreed, Kim nodded, and then the two headed off to bed. The next morning, Kim woke up to look in her parents' bedroom to find that they were not there. Confused, she looked in Jim and Tim's room, only to find out that they were not in their rooms either. Kim then headed back to their bedroom to find Ron and Rufus in his own makeshift bed. Want anything for breakfast? Kim asked. Bueno nacho, please, KP, Ron said in his sleep. All right, Kim replied, then headed downstairs where she grabbed her car keys. Once she walked out of her house, the street was quiet. It was a bit odd, but she figured that people were at work or school, so she got in her car and drove off to Bueno Nacho. When she got to Bueno Nacho, she noticed a few of the cars were either in a wreck or on fire. She was confused and then brushed it off as it was an accident near the restaurant. Then she headed inside to see no one around. She got to the front counter and waited for Ned to take her order, but no one came to the register, so she saw some food already, and it looked fresh, so she took what she wanted and left some cash on the counter for Ned. Ned, where are you? Kim called, but she got no reply, and then she saw some blood splatters on the wall, floors, and windows, and of Bueno Nacho. She had no idea what was going on, and thought nothing of it. When she headed back towards the car, there were scenes of carnage all over Middleton. People running, screaming, fighting, etc. were happening, followed by some groans and roars of unknown monsters. They didn't notice Kim driving as they were busy with the people who were running from them or fighting them. Once Kim got back to her house, she carried the food into her house and she locked and closed the door. Ron was having some coffee in the kitchen when Kim brought the food to the table. Kim looked a bit distressed, but she has seen worse during her missions. "You okay?" Ron asked, seeing Kim's distressed face. "I'm fine. I've just seen some fucked up sights on my way to get food," Kim replied. As they both sat down to eat, the front door was pushed open slightly. "Did you lock the door?" Ron asked. "Oh shit, I forgot," Kim said, as she and Ron looked up to see an imp letting out a groan. Kim and Ron stood up to find something to use as a weapon. "What the hell is that?" Ron shrieked, as he and Kim were both freaking out. "I don't know, Ron!" Kim shrieked as the imp threw a fireball at Kim, to which she ducked the fireball and broke the kitchen window. Ron started to look around the kitchen for something to use as a weapon. He finally found a butcher knife in the knife rack. He ran up towards the imp, where he plunged a knife into its skull, killing the imp instantly. As the imp fell to the ground, Kim went to the front door and shut it, as well as locking it. After she does that, she looks at Ron, unsure of what to do next. "We have to call 911, Ron said, as Kim grabbed her cell phone and dialed 911. However, the line was so busy, so she couldn't get through. "The number's busy. I can't seem to get through," Kim stated as she gave up on calling 911. "Maybe we should call your parents, making sure they're okay," Ron suggested. "Right, let me get a hold of them," Kim replied as she dialed her parents' cell numbers, but the calls weren't going through. After a few minutes, Kim gave up. "Can't get through. Telephone lines must be down or something." Kim then put her phone away and looked at the answering machine. She thought her parents must have left a message in the machine. She saw that there were 3 messages, so she played the first one. Message 1, left at 8:07 a.m. "Hey, Kimberly, if you and Ron get this message, can you pick up the boys after school? Your mom is taking a double shift and I'm working late tonight. That would be great if you could do that. See you 2 later tonight, and sorry about what happened last night." Message 2, left at 8:17 a.m. "Hi, Kimmy. So I was wondering if you and Ron would like to go on a double date this week with me and Draken. I was thinking of a fancy restaurant and heading to the bar for some drinks. Give me a call back when you can. Bye, and hope to hear from you and Ron." Message 3, left at 8:32 a.m. "Hi, Kimmy and Ron. I don't know what's going on. There's monsters or whatever attacking our workplace. We're not sure what they are, so we barricade ourselves in the room of the hospital. I hear screams, groans from the monsters, and even people trying to fight or flee from the hospital. If you get this, Kimmy and Ron, go somewhere safe. I love you so much. Daddy loves you too." It didn't sound good at the last message. Kim was as pale as a ghost. What was happening? Ron was just as freaked out as Kim was. "My mom might have died. I heard her screams, followed by something attacking her," Kim said to Ron. "There could be a chance she's still alive. We have to try at least," Ron stated. "You're right, Ron. We can try," Kim said as she heard a whizzing sound coming from a bullet from her gun, missing her head. "What the hell? There's a guy with a gun. How the hell is he shooting as a zombie?" Ron questioned, seeing a Marine with a pistol. "I have no idea. We better find a weapon," Kim said as she was looking around for a weapon. Then she found the hunting weapons in the gun rack. She opened the gun rack and grabbed her hunting rifle. Ron also grabbed a hunting rifle as well. They headed towards the window to aim at the Marine zombie with its pistol. Kim fired a shot and the bullet went straight through the Marine zombie's head as he dropped to the ground dead. Kim was still as shaken as she had never used a gun in her life. "What is happening here?" Ron asked. "No idea, Ron. It's like an apocalypse is happening," Kim replied. Then the phone rang, so Ron picked up the phone. "Hello?" Ron asked. It happened to be his mom on the phone. Ron, I've been trying to get a hold of you and Kim, Ron's mom said on the phone. Did you see that there's monsters or whatever they're called roaming Middleton? Ron replied with a question. Yes, some zombies with shotguns tried to get in the house, Ron's mother said. You're not safe there. You, Dad, and Hannah need to get out of there, Ron stated. I thought the news said to stay indoors, Ron's mother replied. You need to get Dad and Hannah somewhere safe. We had to deal with 2 monsters already, Ron said. Your friend Wade has an underground bunker we'll be staying in. I tried to get a hold of Kim's parents, but it all went to voicemail, Ron's mother replied. We heard on the answering machine. It didn't sound good, Ron answered. Are you, Dad, and Hannah hurt? No, we're all fine. Just you and Kim need to get somewhere safe. I gotta go with your dad and sister now. Be careful, and hope we talk to you soon. Bye. As Ron's mother hung up, Ron looked at Kim. So we're going to find your parents? Ron asked. We have to try and see if there's a chance my parents are alive, Kim replied. Alright, what's the plan then? Ron asked.
What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.